Hello, my friends of the healthy hair and scalp skincare, and be greeted once again. Today with a bit of a knowledge video and a bit of an explanatory video. But first of all, I was gladly surprised that I receive, not only on my German channel, but also on the English channel, questions. And there were two that really stood out, and I would like to share them with you since it gives a smooth transition to today's topic. So the first question was why I don't do styling in my videos. And let me tell you this in advance. When I started discovering pomade, I really was fascinated by different products, and I tried them out, and I was immensely disappointed when I saw, okay, that product performs differently than it did in the video. And the first experience I had with this was that a lot is depending on your individual hair type. So my videos, or this is my intention at least, are focusing rather on a more advice to give you healthy hair care products, and with the background knowledge that I know that this product will help you definitely. If it is for you individually the perfect product, is something I cannot decide or advise. So I really like to stand away from styling myself in front of a camera because the knowledge gain is very limited. The second question was on my German channel, and it was when you like to have a good washout of an oil wax-based pomade, which shampoo I would recommend. And there are three of them, and the first one is the Rösel or Rösel 3-in-1. Please be aware of this. The 3-in-1 is very different from the regular Rösel shampoo. The 3-in-1 contains more type of alcohols, and this is the important crucial point in this. If you like, and if you're using more product and you like to wash it out every morning, then you need a shampoo that contains more type of alcohols because it adds to the washability, also for an oil wax based pomade user. So you will need 3 scoops out of the 3-in-1, and you do it twice, and then you usually get a good washout. Another shampoo that performs in this way is the Uppercut Barbershop Shampoo. I put all the links down below this video. And the third one is the Blind Barber Shampoo. So the question was that I actually asked myself, how can I rate pomades or hair products as healthy or not? And there are actually 2 approaches you can have. The first one is, do you just read the ingredients list and say, okay, this is healthy and this is not? Well, yes, I can say that with a good conscience, and you should do as well. And this is something I definitely advise to you. And the next advice that would follow is, please bear in mind, the more chemical a hair product is, the more, or the rather way of the Russian roulette you play with your hair growth and your scalp skin. Chemical products on your scalp skin are 100% trash, all right? The reason for that is something I'll bounce back to a later point in this video. And the second thing is, as you may know from my early videos where I explained my journey, so to say, of regrowing hair and when I discovered pomades, is I was obligated for about 20 years and a bit more that I produced my hair products on my own. And something that I was doing was, I had no idea that pomade existed or that there was a product like this. So I was using a milk fat substance as some sort of a basics, and then I added the oils you're very familiar with, like here the castor oil or ricinus oil. Then we have here argan oil, and here the apricot or cannel oil, and what do we have here? Raspberry seed oil, yeah, and almond oil, for example. And there is a lot of things more. And something you experience throughout the years is how different, also based on the concentration of the individual concentration of the certain substances, the product or the final product changes and behaves. So, to give you a perspective view, as a producer, you know, I can say, yeah, there is castor oil, for example, in it, but I've only put 2 drops of a big jar into your pomade, but write it down and say, okay, this is like it contains castor oil. The amount or the concentration of this is unknown. So, just for example, and in the beginning, it is more an empiric type of thing, that is true, but for example, castor oil or ricinus oil is by far the most powerful hair growing ingredient that a hair product can contain. However, the pegylated form or the hydrogenated form performs differently than the original one. What, for example, does castor oil or ricinus oil do? It has, first of all, a very distinct smell, which is pretty unpleasant, in all fairness. Second, by the amount, it gives a sort of, especially in combination with the beeswax, it gives a sort of a more sticky and basically a substance that where you can create a lot of volume actually with, and it gives you more, it gives you a good amount of hold when you put it into. And same with kernel oil or apricot oil. However, the kernel and apricot oil also makes the pomade, or can make the pomade, much more sticky, or let's say tense in its basic texture. And there are all types of different behaviors these different substances can have. But again, these things add to the bigger picture in evaluating, okay, if there's only 2 drops in your pomade jar, or if there is a good amount actually of it in it. So, this is like the background. So how can you rate a pomade as healthy, or a hair product generally as healthy? First of all, chemical products, especially in regard to what I said before, are trash. Why? Single substances of chemical products can mimic all the good characteristics that all these substances like castor oil or kernel oil can have on their own. So you can basically put 2 drops of kernel oil into your big jar of pomade and compensate the final effect with a chemical substance. However, there's only one combination in a hair product that mimics the natural layer of every human's individual skin the best. And this is the oil or petroleum and wax-based foundation. I mentioned this in my earlier video, why to use an oil and wax-based pomade, but the most important thing you should be aware, especially when it comes to hair product, is that you have a individually very distinct skin layer, and every human has it. However, showering or different external as well as internal circumstances alter it. Where it belongs to: age, hormones, if you're subjected to different kinds of weather, if you're subjected to different kinds of chemical substances, for example, as a painter. So your goal should be that you apply a hair product that, especially after you get out of the shower, applies the maximum content of your natural skin layer to your scalp skin, where your hair can grow, regrow, and it does not and you're not playing Russian roulette basically with getting bald. So overall, the important note is when it comes to the table of how to evaluate a hair product, if it's healthy or not, is does it contain enough of the essential oils or substances that helps you either with your hair growth or with your volume or hold, but on a rather natural basis and on an unharmful basis. And the second thing is, does it help you? If it does not contain the first, the second thing is, does it contain things that are naturally either mimicking or adding to your natural skin layer or hair layer? If that is the case, then a hair product by far can be and is really healthy, and is basically the reason and the foundation of how I rate especially pomades as healthy. So I hope I could add a bit of background knowledge of how I rate my products. Yes, it is on the one side reading the ingredients list, but on the other side also testing, of course, the product. And on the other hand, yes, it is excluding products by the amount of chemicals that they contain. And I can give you already the warning, since matte products are so in fashion, acrylates, polymers, alcohols are all substances that dry out not only your scalp skin but also destroy the root of your hair. If you are genetically predisposed of having insane hair growth and a super resistant skin layer, probably you will tolerate it. And but I would never ever recommend it to any of my viewers. So I hope you're healthy, I hope you're doing well, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.